Hey guys, how's it going? I want to start off this video today with just a little bit of a funny story. So if you want to rewind with me, about 7 years ago, I went out shopping for my wife for Mother's Day. What I ended up landing on getting her was a Roomba robot vacuum. And part of the back of my head thought, you can't be serious. You can't be buying your wife a vacuum cleaner for Mother's Day and her actually be happy with that. Well, sure enough, Mother's Day rolled around. I gave her the vacuum and she loved it. I think I was the first guy to actually get away with buying his wife a vacuum cleaner for Mother's Day, and she was actually happy about it. So that was our first one that we got. Let's take a look at this 960 and go through with the review. Let's get at it. I'm Rob Sutton, and I enjoy reviewing tech that we encounter in our everyday lives. I also have a serious obsession with modifying everything. So follow along as we take a look at tech in a different way. So guys, as I was mentioning, we are reviewing the Roomba 960 robot vacuum cleaner today. So before we get started, let's kind of blow through some stats on this thing and let you actually know what the features are. Then I'll get into the actual review and let you know what I thought of it. All right guys, so this is the Roomba 960. It has 5 times the air power of the 600 series. You will notice when we go over different models of these, they've kind of used that as a metric. So this is the 5x air power over that 600. It comes with their V-SLAM technology. What that basically is optical sensors that capture data points around your house, up to 230,400 of them, and it creates a detailed map of your house. This comes in very useful when you're looking at the app. It also tells the vacuum cleaner where it has been and where it still needs to go to clean. There are 2 rubber brushes on the bottom with an edge sweeping brush, which in combination with the suction creates the vacuum cleaning process. The smart app on your phone that is compatible with iPhone or Android is what gives you the reports on your cleaning, allows you to do your scheduling, and also integrates with Alexa or any other smart home functions that you want to do from that app. It comes with a 1-year warranty and a 60-day return policy. It also comes with 1 virtual wall that will keep the vacuum away from like a single line if you want to keep it out of one room, or a circular radius like dog bowls that can be controlled by a switch on the actual unit itself. And this 960 goes for $499. So what do you get on the 960 that you might not get on higher units or might be getting more than lower units? They do have an i7 and an S9 that are above this 960. The i70 does 10x suction and it has imprint tech, which means you can clean and schedule rooms without the sensors. It can actually say clean the kitchen and it'll go only to the kitchen, or you can schedule it to stay out of the kitchen. X9, you actually get 40x suction, all of the other features that I mentioned before for the i7, plus a corner brush, power boost for the carpets, and an anti-allergen system. So the i7 goes for $799, the S9 goes for $899, and both of those will actually work with their Clean Base automatic dirt disposal system, which is an extra $200 that can actually empty out the container and then go back out and re-clean. Now, the E5 is actually below this and it's $349, so you get the same suction, but not the V-SLAM navigation, and it will not recharge and resume cleaning. It'll only work for 90 minutes and then stop. All right, so why did we pick the 960 specifically? It's because it was kind of in that middle of the range price-wise, and it had all the features we wanted without any of the ones we didn't need. When you step up to that i7, it does give you that ability to just clean the kitchen or just clean the living room. However, we didn't need that. Every time this robot comes out, we needed to clean the entire bottom floor. So we also needed it to be able to go home, recharge, and come back out again. Our downstairs living area is pretty spacious, so it could take more than that 90 minutes to clean. And in our reports, we have seen that that is pretty common for it to go back and then come back out. So this is something my wife would probably not like me to admit on camera, but our downstairs can get pretty dirty. And the reason for that is we have 3 boxers and 1 8-year-old. That's a lot of hair and that's a lot of dirt that they can all bring into the house at once. So we actually have the Roomba come out every single night and pick up around the house and go right back to the charging station, and we empty the container in the morning. So let's talk about what the Roomba actually does really well. And one of those is actually cleaning in hard to get corners and around the baseboards. That corner brush actually does a great job of sweeping the hair and dirt back into the vacuum so it can get suctioned up. I was really kind of wondering how that would do around the stairs and other areas where dog hair really likes to kind of congregate as you walk through the house, and it does a great job. When you come back downstairs, there is no dog hair in the corners or at the baseboards. The other thing it does really well is not beat up your house. So when it is going around those baseboards and kind of running into your furniture and other things, it does it very softly. It's not marking up the baseboards and is not damaging anything else in the house. So it also does a great job of transferring between different surfaces, whether it be a carpet, rug, or hardwoods. We recently converted everything down here to hardwoods, but before we did have one room that was carpet, and every now and then I'll even let it in these doors over here to my son's game room, and it does a fine job of just getting in the room, coming up on carpet, cleaning the carpets, coming back out on the hardwoods. We also have several different area rugs within the bottom stairs, and it cleans those very well as well. Mentioning that too, the carpet that's in the living room is actually where the highest traffic area of the house is for the dogs and for us. And you'll notice that when it actually goes onto that carpet, another great feature is that it will actually do multiple passes over areas that it finds to be dirtier. So it's not just a one pass and done deal, it actually will go back and forth and clean the area all the way before it moves on to the next. It was also pretty surprising to me how much dirt this thing can actually pick up. I don't know if that's surprising or disgusting when you actually go to empty it, but with our entire downstairs and the 3 dogs, it actually holds a surprising amount of volume. What it will also do is that you can go into the app and choose a setting to where it will actually go home when it is full, or it'll keep on running and trying to fill itself even more. I have that on going home when it's full right now because otherwise I feel like it's just moving things around and not really picking it up. But you do have that option in the app, and the container is surprisingly big. And if you have it on a regular schedule, I find that it doesn't get full every time. You just empty it every time, so then it's ready to go the next time. One of the nice things that their V-Slam tech does is that if it does have to go back and recharge, it will go out and finish cleaning, not restart all over again. So it's not just running all night long. It'll actually go back to where it hasn't cleaned yet and come back and finish the job. One of the best parts of this robot vacuum cleaner is that iRobot app that you can get on your smartphone. So that's where you do all of your scheduling. That's where you see your reporting. And in our house, we love that reporting aspect because if it gets stuck under a chair or something, you know where it hasn't been yet and where it still needs to go. It also shows you if everything was completed and how long it took. We also set our schedules in there and set it by day so that we're able to get the robot out at night when it's not running over us while we're trying to live in the house or while we're at work. And it will do that schedule and our house is clean without us having to vacuum it every day. So one of the great parts about the app is that it actually hooks up via Wi-Fi to your vacuum cleaner. So what you can actually do is if you're just out to dinner and you want it to start so it would be done before you get home, you can actually remotely start the vacuum cleaner from outside of the house. We have used that in several occasions and it's worked out really well. So we do run into some headaches sometimes with the Roomba. One, it loves to eat dog toys and wires. So if you have any cables that come down from lamps, or if you have some stringy toys that the dogs like, you do need to pick those up before you let it run. Obviously, we are not disconnecting everything every night when this thing comes out. So every now and then it gets stuck. It lets you know it got stuck in the app. And then you come down and find it and it probably has an extension cord on it. One thing I will say though, is that it never pulls anything off of countertop. So as soon as something feels stuck, it shuts off instantly. So we haven't had any issues where it tried to break a lamp because it just tried to keep on going once a cord got stuck. The other thing, which partly is a positive, but also a negative, is that it will go under furniture. So it actually cleans underneath our 2 couches down here in the living room. But the issue is the 2 reclining chairs that we have on the other side. It has kind of a sloped bottom to it. And every now and then if it catches it the wrong way, we'll come down and find it actually stuck underneath that chair. And if you open up the app, it'll tell you exactly where it's stuck. So just keep that in mind with lower hanging objects. You might be coming down to find it pretty frequently if it keeps getting stuck in the same area. You might want to use one of these sensors that we are not using to keep it away from something like that, but we just kind of pick it up, put it back on the charger, and it'll come out again the next night. So overall, we really like this Roomba 960. It's the nice balance of features versus cost. At $499, it still is not cheap for a vacuum cleaner, don't get me wrong. But in our case, where we have 3 dogs and a kid, it's priceless. You wouldn't imagine how much we would have to clean up the hardwood floors down here if we did not have this coming out on a regular basis. It really takes a nice load off the house to have it automated, almost like a smart home function. As we come down, everything's clean and we're good to go. And the little annoyances of it getting stuck underneath something every now and then really doesn't outweigh the bonus of not having to vacuum our house as much as we would have to. So these are really aimed towards people that need to vacuum more often in larger spaces. If you live by yourself in an apartment, for instance, this is probably not worth the investment, or you can get one of the really cheap ones just to kind of have as an addition to your cleaning process. For us, it's almost kind of a necessity because of just all the dogs and kids and everything running throughout the house. It really takes the workload off of us from having to clean the downstairs as much as we would have to if we didn't have it. So we really enjoy the addition. It works out great for us. I'd love to know what you think in the comments section below. Do you have a robot vacuum? Do you have one that's below this or above this? What do you like, dislike? If you have any questions about this model specifically, please hit me up in the comments section and I'll answer those questions as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more reviews like this. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys, see you.